Well, thanks so much for joining us. We have with us today Kurt Bozarth, and he is the managing broker at Keller Williams DTC. We really appreciate you taking time out to chat with us today.
Oh, you're welcome, Candice. I've been looking forward to talking with you.
Great. So I've got a few questions about the state of the market during COVID-19. And I guess the first question would just be, can you tell me how is the real estate market doing with this current worldwide pandemic?
Well, I think from about a 30,000 foot altitude, looking at the real estate industry in Colorado, I think they've done exceptionally well. We had a lot of restrictions that we had to navigate around and under and through. And I think as a whole, we've done an exceptional job.
Absolutely. What do you think? Are there specific things that buyers and sellers should know when it comes to the state of the market if people are on the fence, not wanting to buy right now or not wanting to sell right now?
Yeah, there's a lot of information that the buyers and sellers might not be aware of just because of the COVID. The first thing that comes to mind is Colorado's always been an exceptional place to buy and sell. There's still a lot of buyers and there's still a lot of sellers. The value of property is quite high. And to piggyback on that, the interest rates are at a record low. I was on a call today with a lender and the interest rates were at 3% for residential purchases.
Wow.
And also the rates for investment loans are at a record all-time low.
So that kind of leads me to my next question, which is it a good time to buy and is it a good time to sell? But I'm guessing that your answer is yes.
Yes, it's still a great time to buy and sell in Colorado. Interest rates are incredibly low. We had a deal close on Friday and the mortgage rate was at 3%.
Wow.
And the lender also has told us that not only are residential purchase mortgages at an all-time record low, but also investment interest rates are at an all-time low. So once again, just an incredible time to buy and sell real estate in Colorado. And although we've had a lot of concern with COVID, our agents have learned how to bring buyers and sellers together.
So touching on that too, as far as how your agents are bringing buyers and sellers together, I know there have been a lot of restrictions and new requirements for agents. How have those challenges been to navigate?
And we've basically identified 3 challenges that we've had to address. The first challenge is just understanding the restrictions. That in itself was a very difficult puzzle. So we've had some great legal counsel that have helped us interpret what the new requirements are. So that's been, like I said, about a third of our time. The next challenge that we had to address was how do we pull the technology in? How do we better take advantage of the technology that is out there, such as virtual staging, virtual showings, virtual open houses? We've had to get our brain around that. And that's been, like I said, another third of our focus. And then the final challenge that we've thought about is basically going back to the days where the relationships between the buyers and the agents or the sellers and agents was crucial. That seemed to have gotten lost for quite a few years with all the advancements in technology. We have found that is a foundation, and that's what we really have focused on probably the most, is how we help our agents reconnect in an old way with their clients.
So that is a perfect segue to my next question, which is what positive factors have you seen come out of this crisis and some of the challenges that you have faced and your agents have faced that you think might be sticking around for the long haul?
We put in a lot of techniques or procedures that one, protect the safety of the buyers and also protect the safety of the sellers. And the first step we did was how to bring these two people or buyers and sellers together without face-to-face interaction or a showing or an open house. And that's all been done with virtual staging, virtual showings, and virtual open houses. And I think those are here to stay. I think buyers, if they haven't felt safer, they should, because they're not walking through 20 or 30 houses over a long weekend and exposing themselves to risks. So I think they'll appreciate that even after COVID has all but gone. And the same with the sellers. I think gone are the days where a seller has to open up their house for an open house or multiple showings taking up hours, having them, forcing them to leave, or just feeling uncomfortable with the risks inherent with having strangers come through their house. So the steps we have taken to reduce those risks, I think, will still be in effect long after COVID.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. Well, and last question. So I know the market statistics change pretty much week by week, but what are you seeing related to listings, time on the market, pricing, anything like that that you can talk to people about?
Yeah, and understanding that the market just during a year is very cyclical. We have buying times are in the spring and summer, and obviously the slower times are in the fall and winter. So knowing that January and February represented the slower times during the cycle, I think the best way is to compare this past April for 2020 and compare it to 2019, and that might give us a little bit of a snapshot on what the market really looks like. Now, we're about 25% down in the number of listings and the number of sales this April compared to 2019 April. However, the exciting point is that the days on market has gone from 40 days average time on market last year to 32. So that's a 20% decrease. So that's exciting.
Wow.
And then the average sale price has gone from, it was $475 last April, and it's only dropped by about 2% for the April of 2020. And same with list price. It's only down about 2%. So that just shows you once again that things are happening in Colorado, and there are buyers and sellers. And I think after this small bottleneck, I think the market will open up even more, and it'll come back to a 3 to 5% increase. And that's kind of what we expect normally from year to year.
That's great. Those are really, really fantastic statistics. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate your feedback and those interesting stats. And I know that our puppies both found both of this very interesting and fascinating, because mine's listening at the door and I saw yours peeking through your door too. So.
Yeah, I could hear him. I couldn't turn around and shoo him away. And
I know they're fascinated by real estate. What can we say, right?
Exactly. They've been with us this whole time. They're probably ready for us to get out of the house too, and go back to our offices.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Kurt. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome, Candice.